All right, what up, YouTube? I'm just finna come to y'all real quick. Uh, Lately, I've been seeing a lot of people leave, you know, I don't want to say messages or whatever, but just, you know, little hints of encouragements or whatever. Or they be the videos they leaving or whatever. A lot of people been, pretty much lately been sticking to that message of keep going. Like I think I seen like 10 people who say keep going like within the last few days. So I mean, that's good because I kind of want to talk about that real quick. Because I was just in Second Corinthians, the sixth chapter, and that's not really a message to keep going. It's really a message of I think it started out saying commending yourself through everything that you can go through. But of course, if you can go through a lot of things, you gotta keep going, whether it's gonna be good or bad or whatever. But like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people leave that message, talking about keep going, and all that. Like I said, that's a good message, or whatever. And I just kind of want to build on that real quick though, because like I said, I was just in Second Corinthians, but I was thinking about something I read in Jeremiah too. So I'm gonna read off that real quick, and I ain't gonna do too much reading, but I am gonna read this though, and I'm gonna go down to the 14th verse. Yeah, I'm gonna start at the 13th verse, and I'm gonna go all the way through to the 18th, the 20th chapter. And it says, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not be the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Cursed be the man that brought tidings to my father, saying, a man child is born unto thee, making him very glad. And let that man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew, and repented not. And let him hear the cry in the morning, and the shouting at noontide. Because he slew me not from the womb, but that my mother might have been my grave, and her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth, wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame." And so as we read the words of Jeremiah in the 20th chapter from the 14th to the 18th verse, like I said, he basically it sounded like he want to give up, since we talking about keep going and all that, you know, and just kind of lead up to that passage, I think Jeremiah leading up to that he was beaten and imprisoned and all that, and he kind of known as the weeping prophet because of the things that he saw and because of the things that he went through and all that. But like I was saying, just reading through that, like I was saying, since we talking about keep going and all that, just reading the words in Jeremiah, like I was saying in that 20th chapter, he started out on that 14th verse saying, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born," and then just ending up all like I said, just through the 18th verse, he said, "Wherefore came I out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my days should be consumed with shame." So he pretty much, he ain't talking like he want to continue. He kind of, I don't want to say complaining, but I guess it is a complaint that he has. I guess he feeling like his prophecies ain't fulfilling fast enough and all that or whatever, and everything he going through. Like I said, but you're just talking about keeping it going. He clearly didn't want to keep going right there, but clearly, as he did in the Bible, when we read the rest of his story, we know him as who he is, Jeremiah the prophet, because he kept going. But if we would have read right here in the 20th chapter, just that alone, we would have thought that he would have kept going. And speaking of Jeremiah, something else that probably would have made him not want to continue going on. I can't remember which chapter it was in, but it was before these chapters, the 20th chapter. So it had to be somewhere between the 10th, maybe the 15th, maybe the 18th chapter, somewhere up in there. But Jeremiah asked a question though. He said, which among the Gentiles with all their devices are able to cause it to rain? He was asking that question to prove a point. He was trying to say, can the Gentiles make it rain? And now in 2022, we know that the Gentiles really can make it rain. So if you would have asked that question today, he kind of would have been looked at as wrong. But does that mean like that he wrong or the Bible wrong? That his prophecy, he ain't a prophet or his prophecy ain't right because he asked the question that's kind of contradictory. Because like I said, in 2022, we know they actually can make it rain now. So does that mean Jeremiah, by asking the question, which of the Gentiles can make it rain? And we now know they can make it rain. Does that make him wrong? Does that not make him a prophet? And no, not at all. Because I say this: if you go back to, I believe it's in Exodus and Moses, when God was dealing with Moses and Pharaoh, he was telling Moses, tell Pharaoh, let my people go, let us go, or this was going to happen. Well, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And one of the plagues, I believe he did. He told him he was gonna turn the river or the sea to blood. And the Egyptians were able to do that same miracle. So just because they can do what God can do, because God gives us the free will to do what we put our mind to. The Bible do say we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. So just because they were able to turn the sea to blood like Moses was able to do it, that don't mean, like I said, just because Jeremiah asked the question, can they make it rain? And now we know they can make it rain. Well, we know they can turn the sea to blood too. So that don't mean Jeremiah was wrong. You see what I'm saying? But that's just what I'm saying though. That's why we should keep going. You know, Jeremiah clearly in the 20th chapter didn't want to keep going. Like I said, the 18th verse ended. He was asking, why should his days be consumed and end in shame? He didn't want to keep going. And obviously, like I'm saying, if he would have asked that question, who are the Gentiles can make it rain? And in 2022, somebody would have, just imagine what somebody would have been, shut your stupid ass up. This dumb ass. Of course they can make it rain. Da, da, da. He, of course, probably would have been feeling more shame. And, probably would have been feeling like maybe God has caused him to depart from him. Like he ain't with him or whatever. Like I just said, though, dealing with Moses, when God was dealing with Moses and all that, and how he, the Egyptians was able to make the sea and all that turn to blood too, just because they can do what God can do. As a matter of fact, like I was telling y'all, and as a matter of fact, speaking about keeping it going on, going back to Job. Remember I told y'all Job asked, "Who can go to the gates of hell and pretty much live and talk about it or come back or whatever?" And I told y'all in Second Peter, I think it was 3:18. And Peter said that Christ has went to preaching to those spirits in the days of Noah, who then received that spirit of Christ yet in the earth at that time. Christ had went to those imprisoned spirits even during those days to preach unto them. So, like I was saying, just speaking and keeping it going on. Like I was saying, we obviously know Job didn't want to go on after a certain period of time. He was going through so much. He was, pretty much had the same message as Jeremiah in chapter 20. A lot of what Job was saying, he didn't want to go on either. But like I was saying too, he asked who can go see the gates of hell and live. And Christ seen hell and preached into those in hell, and he came back. He lived, and he preached into all. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying though. Just a lot of people might say that the Bible might contradict itself or whatever, but clearly it ain't contradicting itself. And like I was saying, if you read through Jeremiah 20, for anybody who thinking about giving up or whatever, clearly, like I'm saying at the time, if you read Jeremiah 20 and even a lot of other parts of Jeremiah, you'll see there's been times that he wanted to give up as well. Like I said, dealing with Moses, Moses, for everything our people put Moses through in the desert, a lot of our people wanted to go back to the Egyptians who God just took us from. They wanted to go back. They was talking crazy to Moses. Moses had to let them know, like, don't y'all know y'all talking against God when y'all talking against me, since he the one that sent me. But that's just what I'm saying about keeping it going on, just whether it was Jeremiah, Job, Moses, and even David. just I ain't gonna say it's ever been a time he wanted to quit in his, I won't say his ministry, but his dealings with God. But I do remember the time, read, and for everybody else who read their Bible, y'all probably know, I forgot who it wasn't Uriah, it might have been Uzziah. I forgot who it was, but when he had the oxen and they was carrying the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and then it failed and he tried to catch it, but he died because he wasn't supposed to touch the ark of the Lord. That's only a job due specially, or especially, to the priests and the Levites especially, since we the ones who, dedicated and set apart to God. But because, I mean, he had the right intentions, he didn't want to let the ark of God fall on the ground, but because he attempted to touch it. As a matter of fact, speaking and keeping it going, yeah, that's what I'm saying though. David, like I was saying, after that happened, David actually sent the ark of God away. He didn't even want to dwell with the ark of God in his place because he was like, man, if God did that, what else, is probably gonna happen. But when he sent the ark of the Lord away, I think he actually sent it to an Edomite's house, and God started blessing him. And David was like, all right, well, bring it back to me now. Maybe it ain't that bad. It ain't how I think it's gonna go or whatever. But this is what I'm saying though. Talking about keeping it going on, David didn't even want to keep the ark as he was going on in his dealings with God in his presence because of what he seen before his eyes. He was feeling some type of way about that. But after a while, he brought the Ark of the Covenant back in his presence. And yeah, even speaking, just imagine Aaron's situation, Moses' brother Aaron, when his sons got killed dealing with God, when they tried to offer that unauthorized fire before God, but they weren't supposed to do that, so they got killed. And I forgot what it said. But I think God asked, Moses, like not Moses, but he asked Aaron, like, is it clear what's going on? Aaron was speechless, like he ain't had nothing to say, So obviously, whether it's Jeremiah, Job, Moses, David, Aaron, whoever, they obviously, like I said, speaking of the messages, keeping it going on. Obviously, it's been times they probably didn't want to, go on or whatever, but obviously they did. And like I said, look at who we know them as. The prophets is who they are in the Bible. So, in saying all that, I say, like I said, I have been seeing those messages, keep going on. And so, with that being said, I don't know if that's, I don't want to, make it sound like divination. It's kind of like if it's a message from the universe or something like that, because, I don't believe in all that witchcraft, sorcery, stuff like that. But I mean, I do know that God be speaking to us all the time, though, if we listening. And I told y'all that it was I forgot who made that quote, not who made it, but who said it, but I think it was Carter G. Woodson, maybe Benjamin. I forgot who it was, but definitely one of the few Black History, I guess, heroes you can say that they always tell us about. They said he said God is always communicating to us every hour. We would just tune in and listen. Or he said something along the lines. And that's what I'm saying, like I was saying, just seeing all the messages of people been saying keep going and all that. Like, I don't know if that's from God or like I said, I don't know if, people, telling me that, indirectly or whatever. But just, like I said, if I could build on it or whatever, just put in my, you know, biblical point of view. Because I mean, like I said, I ain't gonna I mean, I'm speaking biblically now, and I know, my last video I was talking about, Bible thumping and all that, but y'all know, this pretty much the channel I'll be ministering on pretty much, so y'all already know what y'all can get if y'all come over here. So, I ain't gonna say Bible thump, but whatever. Like I said, y'all know what this is all about over here. So, but like I was saying, what else I was gonna get into? Uh, I forgot, but just speaking of going on anyway, I just say even me, definitely it's been times I definitely, didn't want to keep going on, you know, recently in, as far as I can remember, period. But uh I say definitely, yeah, with the way God been with me, if Moses, Job, Jeremiah, David, Aaron, and everybody else I mentioned weren't, enough evidence as to why you should, why you should keep going or whatever. Definitely, use me. And I say, a lot of people probably think I don't know, if a lot of people be watching me how I think, but probably maybe be thinking I be doing too much or whatever. Like I think in my, my last video, I was talking about yeah, people be watching me and stuff like that and all that. But like I said, yeah, y'all probably thinking I'm tripping and all that, but I'm gonna just show y'all something real quick. Like the little stuff I be noticing. Like I'm saying, like I'm gonna just explain something real quick though, and why I be thinking like this. 'Cause like I said, I know some people out there know I'm a prophet and all that, but that ain't nothing to play with. So I know people really gon' I don't want to say put me through the fire. They kind of, try to test me or whatever, but people really gonna try to, you know, really see, you know, go, thoroughly search you out, if I can put it like that. So I put it like this, like I be thinking like sometimes just dealing with the people around me, like sometimes they be just trying to get me out the house or whatever, so they can go through my stuff and see like how I'm doing all this. Cause sometimes I be saying I be feeling like Christ, like when they be like when they was asking him like, how he doing all this, and I don't even know if they was asking. It might have been one of them times he knew what they was thinking and just told them. And like I'm saying, this like people probably be thinking I be doing too much, but it's like I know what I feel like I'm up against. So sometimes it's like I don't know. I ain't finna explain my head out, but like I was saying with Christ, yeah, they was basically trying to see like trying to say he ain't doing everything he was doing by his own power, and he was basically trying to explain to them like, how can a house divided against each other stand and all that. But like I'm saying, if people out there probably thinking I'm doing too much and all that, and me keeping going and what I'm doing in my ministry and all that, keeping going on like I thought we were supposed to do. Like this is what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna just say like just little stuff like this, like what I be noticing. All right, so like if we go to my little YouTube channel and stuff like this, all right, it'll show like the videos and stuff you mainly be watching and all that. You know, what I notice is like sometimes like I'll be scrolling through and stuff, and I'm gonna scroll through this little bar right here. Like, a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this. Like, y'all probably think I'm being petty and doing too much. And I told you about the time the people sending me all them crazy emails and stuff. And y'all, like, obviously ain't finna talk about it if it's out of the ordinary. I probably shouldn't talk about it because, like I said, it was probably bait. They probably wanted me to talk about it so I can sit here doing what I'm doing now, looking crazy. But like I said, it was just a lot of weird stuff, that I was being sent. But either way, though, like I was saying though, just if I scroll through this little thing right here, it show like the stuff you'll mainly be watching and stuff like this, and I be noticing this right here. Like I don't watch this dude right here. Like I think I probably only seen like two or three of his videos or something like that. But y'all see him right there. They got him in my frequent boxes. Like I frequently be watching that dude or something like that. Like I said, I only watched him probably about like two or three times to try to see what he was all about. And once I seen what he was about, like I said, I don't really be watching and stuff like that. But like I'm saying, with the stuff I'm dealing with me thinking how I'm thinking, like people probably going through my stuff, people probably see that and probably be like, yeah, see, this nigga, like they'd probably be thinking like I'm kind of like one of them Uncle Ruckus type niggas or something like that. And that's just what I'm saying. Like, oh, I feel like at this, kind of like this, like I say this, maybe I'm worried about stuff I can't control. And at the end of the day, we supposed to put everything in God's hands because we know He can control stuff. But like I said though, Christ was telling them people sometimes what they was thinking, like, oh, like how can a house divided stand? The house that's against each other, how could it stand? Pretty much, like I said, with me just noticing little stuff like that and knowing what I'm up against and feeling like what I would be happening. Like I'm saying, like, because sometimes I be working on little poems or raps or whatever I'm writing. And one I was working on, the levels I was working on, I dropped on February, I believe it was the 13th. And I don't know if it got leaked or whatever. But with the one line I was saying, not a crackhead, but if you want to try it for you. And then at the same time, Joe Biden started talking about his administration or whatever. They started talking about crackheads or whatever and all that. Now they was talking about giving out the crack pipes or whatever. And they was talking about that during Black History Month. So it really didn't make a lot of sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if people around me or whatever going on my stuff and all that, leaking my stuff. Cause like I told you, I don't do nothing on the computer because I know what I'm up against. I think the government to get in on my stuff, whatever. And my bad, also to be talking about me keeping going and all that. And but that's what I'm saying though, just me keeping going and all that. But either way though, like I'm saying, damn, I forgot what I was saying. But I know I was talking about damn, yeah, I was talking about the stuff people probably be going through my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, I don't care because I ain't got nothing to hide, so I ain't really worried about nothing. Like I'm saying, with all this stuff, I know all this stuff can be hacked and they can plant stuff and all that type of stuff like that. So, like I'm saying though, maybe it's just me worried about a lot of stuff that I can't control, especially like I said, when we supposed to just put everything in God's hands and let Him, you know, do what He gonna do. Because matter of fact, speaking of everything I'm saying and keeping it going, and I'm gonna be bouncing back in subjects real quick, but I do want to talk about this though. Speaking on keeping it going, because like I'm saying, damn, I forgot what I was just saying. Uh, yeah, I was saying we supposed to just, put everything in God's hands because everything go according to His will. Like I was gonna say, if you go to Daniel, I believe it's in the third chapter when they was trying to get him and the others, Abednego, Daniel, Meshach, and Abednego. I forgot the other Meshach. Yeah, I think his name was Meshach. Daniel and Abednego. They was trying to get them to worship the god of Babylon. And they was just, letting them know they weren't gonna do it. And Daniel said, like I said, I think it's in the third chapter, but he told them, I forgot what they was threatening him with, but he told them, we not worshiping your God because we know what our God do for us. But even if he don't do that for us, we still ain't worshiping your God because we know what all our God have done for us. And so that's just what I'm saying about, you gotta keep going, just no matter what, you gotta have that faith for Daniel. Like, even if God don't come to your rescue at the time when you feel like you should have been rescued, that ain't no reason for you to lose faith and not, to keep going in your faith or whatever. Because, like I'm saying, whether it be whoever, Job, Jeremiah, Moses, look at who they are, who they became. Like I said, even David, Daniel. So, like I said, anyway, I was talking about me though, but I wanted to get that message. Just talking about Daniel though. Just keep going no matter what, even if things don't turn out your way. Because, like I said, having that faith for Daniel, like I said, out of the third chapter, you got to know that at the end of the day, it's all according to God's will and not yours. But like I was saying, I was talking about keeping on and going. I was talking about me though, but I stopped to talk about Daniel. But I was talking about me though. I was talking about yeah, just I was showing y'all the stuff on my phone though. Like I like don't watch none of that stuff and all that, but that type of stuff be popping up, my suggestions, all type of weird stuff like that. But like I was saying, with the type of porn and stuff I be watching, seeing what I be saying, and I don't want to just be keep talking about that type of stuff because I mean clearly, like I said, this is a channel of ministry. I do more talking about God on this channel than anything else. But with that porn stuff, people probably be like, oh, if I watch that, then I probably watch that Tommy was son of our dude or whatever. Like I said, yeah, that's what I think I'll be up against. These people just planting all type of little stuff like that, so y'all can look and find that type of stuff and try to piece together what y'all think, kind of like how what they was doing against Christ, and try to put something on me. And like I said, I'm explaining all the stuff I'm in, all this porn and stuff I'm watching and all that. So like I'm saying with all that other stuff, like I said, I don't want to keep talking about all that porn. So I mean, it's with that Jungle Book stuff I was talking about. I mean, with that Army of the Dead stuff. I mean, I don't think I got to talk about that no more. I think I broke that down to its completion, and y'all probably got to there finding stuff I ain't even finding first. But with that DoorDash commercial stuff, like I ain't gonna even talk about that no more for real, because I was kind of rushing, 'cause I was trying to get to work that day, but I don't think it's no more I even need to say about that. Like I kind of, like I said, since I was rushing, I kind of want to break that down a little bit more, but I don't just want to be talking about porn and stuff on the channel. But like I said, I don't think that's all I'm talking about. But like I said, with the stuff I'm looking in, like I said, I ain't piecing nothing together because I think that's what people would say. Like I'm piecing this all together in my mind, and it ain't what I'm thinking it is, and I'm chirping or whatever. But I think I don't think I know I ain't piecing nothing together. I'm uncovering some, a bigger part of. I don't want to say a conspiracy or whatever, but like I said, it's a lot more stuff I'm seeing too. So you just that message talking about keeping and going on and stuff. That's just kind of what I want to talk about though, and why I have been keeping it going on. Because like I said, even recently, it have been times where I haven't wanted to keep going on, but I was going, I'm gonna say this too. Talking about keeping it going on, it'd kind of, it'd be disrespectful to God if you don't keep going on, because ain't none of us, asked to be born. You can't ask to be here. You just born, and you gotta adapt. But damn, what was I finna say? Yeah, yeah, I was saying, it'd be disrespectful, pretty much, not to keep going because we all pretty much got wishes, and some of us got prayers. We pray to God, and so God is always working. He always hears us. Like I said, I forgot who made the quote. If it was Carter G. Woodson or whoever it might have been, but somebody said God is always listening to us if we would only tune in. I mean, God is always talking to us, but if we only tune in, we could listen to what He's saying. And so, damn, what was I saying before that? I was gonna say, damn, what was I gonna say? I just said, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, we all got prayers and stuff. Some of us got wishes, some of us got prayers. But like I said, yeah, like he said, God is always listening to us. God is always talking to us if we listen. And like I said, we got prayers, so of course, we should be expecting to listen to God if we talking to Him in our prayers. And so, like I'm saying, just for keeping it going on and stuff, it'll kind of be bogus to God if you don't keep going on because you like I said, we all got wishes and prayers, and if God working on it on His end, how you just gonna give up? So, like I said, I've been seeing everybody talking about keep going on lately and all that and all that, and I just wanted to, Bible thump if that's what they call it, and then give examples, of all the many great men in the Bible who've kept going on, and if not even them, for y'all who don't believe in the Bible, even me, like I said, I feel like I got even had plenty of reasons to want to give up lately, but you know, like I said, how can you give up when you're dealing with God? So you can't do nothing else, so you got to go on. So, like I said, whatever though, I think I'm done. But yeah, that's really all I want to say. We're just keeping it going on. Just that's just my little message right there. So that's all I got. And I'm out.